Muktzeh Chesron Kis. We began yesterday by defining and explaining the category, and we'll continue now. So we said yesterday, Rav Vaida has a very big chidush regarding Muktzeh Chesron Kis, that when it's something that's muktzeh because of its inherent value, that can only be as an add-on whenever initially it is a klish mechtola isur. That if it was not for its inherent value, it would still be muktzeh because its purpose is something that's asur on Shabbat. So continuing on that chidush and that logic, now how do you define what category would be expensive, valuable items, but they're melachtan or leheter? But even though they're valuable, you still its work that you use with it is for permissible use on Shabbat. So, for example, he says, "En din Muktzeh Chesron Kis bekelim yakar erech, ella imken melachtan leisur." He redefines the principle again. The only time we have the Muktzeh Chesron Kis, a Muktzeh because of its inherently valuable, is when the item itself is also used for a forbidden matter on Shabbat or during the week. Aval kelim yakar erech. But valuable items that their purpose is used leheter, that you can use it in a permissible way on Shabbat. For example, kegon gavia zahav, like a golden cup or a goblet, if you want those big kiddush cups that are valuable, or a different type of shaon yad yakar, a very expensive watch, wristwatch that many of us wear, different expensive Pesach kelim. And alehem surat Muktzeh Chesron Kis. They are not considered Muktzeh Mechar Chesin. They're not considered as a category of Muktzeh because of their inherent value. Af al pisha makpedim me'ot al hishimush bahem. Even though we're very careful about their use, we're very careful to not for this nice golden goblet that we have to not be used or to not be broken. We're very careful with our watch for it to be careful not to break. Even though ela mutal tatlam kedin kelim shol hater, even though they're valuable and inherently very expensive, it doesn't make it asur to move it on Shabbat because our purpose is still permissible on Shabbat. So the same idea applies, Rav Vaida says, by candlesticks. Obviously, candlesticks that are not being used. If the candlestick was lit, had a fire lit on it when it was Shabbat, then we spoke about it earlier, it's Muktzeh. But he says, or candlesticks or Chanukiah that was valuable, that are left in a closet as for beauty, as decoration, and even they're not considered Muktzeh Chesron Kis, even though we're very meticulous about their use, because these are not used when Shabbat begins, so they're not asur. Again, if a candlestick was used on the big onset of Shabbat, we spoke about that earlier, and that's considered Muktzeh because it had a fire on it from the beginning of Shabbat. But other than that, this falls into the category that we're discussing it now. Have a wonderful day, and Shabbat Shalom.